All right, family. We live once again. It's on with the general. We tapping in into some international news. What's going on over in Iran? And just 2 days ago, the Iranians had shot down a F-15, I believe a Hornet. No, was it? No, it was a and it was another plane that got shot. Warthog. I believe it was a warthog. Yeah, we black. It was a warthog. And one of the crewmen was they had to eject. They had to eject. And so they was able to rescue one airman, one, and there was the second airman, you see, was not able to recover him. And so he was there, he was there. And so uh they did, after I believe how many days was it? It was a few days, and they recovered him. They finally recovered him. And but just imagine, having, being in Iran at this time, with this type of animosity, that's going on between Iran and the United States, and to be behind enemy lines like that. Yeah. Yeah, they went right on over there, and that just show you. Because if your ass would have went down over here in the United States, they would have never got your ass back. That just show you how they own the motherfucking the skies. Yeah, they got shot. Yeah, but damn, I mean, one damn plane, two planes, and and you talking about two damn planes, and they've been over there 2 months. They didn't drop 13,000. They didn't hit 13,000 uh what did they call targets. And so now they didn't shot down one or two. Oh, okay. God damn, man, everybody get lucky. Shit. Even when you go to the goddamn the carnival and you up there with the ducks and shit, and you know how they had the ducks, so you can win your little teddy bear, and you had to knock so many ducks. Yeah, everybody get it, can knock down a duck or two. You feel me? You still didn't get the goddamn prize though, nigga. You didn't get the prize. So it's 15,000 now. You know what? I just think it was time to go. I just think it was, because listen, see, a lot of people don't know that, that one guy who was his security, his national security advisor, Bolton. I forget his first name, Bolton, but he wear them glasses. He got that little funny mustache, almost like a damn Adolf Hitler, real bushy mustache, Adolf Hitler mustache. But his name was Bolton. And I mean, they was trying to get Trump to go to Iran in his first motherfucking administration, and he chose not to go over there. You see, he chose not to go over there. He chose to do it another way. He put the sanctions back on their ass. That's what he did. You know what I'm saying? But they was trying to nudge his ass to go over there then, because they've been doing the same fucking thing. They've been enriching uranium and things like that. And see what it is. See, Russia is. See, this is how North Korea and what they do when you start getting them like them nuclear plants and shit. The Russians, they put the nuclear plant in, and then they train, the scientists on how to operate the nuclear plant. And even though that's not militaristic training, they say once you get the civilian with the civilian nuclear plant, once you get training in that nuclear facility, you about know how to enrich the shit to where you can make a bomb. So that's they slick way of trying. That's how most is, on a slick level, training North Korea, Iran to make the missiles, or to make or enrich it so they could put it on a warhead, put it on a bomb, and be able to launch it. So that's what Russia has been doing. And that's how they, that's how North Korea got the ability to do what it did by them training them in that, nuclear plants, and you train the scientists how to operate it. So once you do that, you about got all you need, especially if you already got your missile program, and you already got your launcher systems where you can launch the missile and thing of that nature. You about got all you need. Yeah. So they knew that Iran was over there doing, and you can't. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You can't let, I mean, Iran ain't telling nobody that damn, why would they tell us? But that's war. When I read for y'all the other day, war is always based on deception. You lying like a motherfucker on what you got and what you ain't got. You lie on your capabilities. War is based on deception. You see, they said that's how they deceived Iran the other day. The CIA made it look like they had already got him. Yeah, they had broadcasted the shit like they had already got him and shit. And so when they did that, they wasn't looking for him. And so that gave them some free time to go down there and find the man. So they didn't ran a psych on their ass over there. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. If a motherfucker go down over here, that's his ass. They ain't coming to get his, ain't nobody coming over here to get your ass. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you go down over here, you know how they do over here. They're gonna put them dogs on your ass. Period. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing about it. They is gonna put them dogs on your ass. You see what I'm saying? You are not gonna, they gonna track your ass immediately. So ain't no running over here. Wherever your ass go down, they gonna swarm that goddamn area with nothing but dogs until they find your ass. And so but anyway, they have recovered the second airman, showing number one that they could, they got the skies, and that was another reason why, they couldn't just mobilize. And we already said they ran a psych campaign on them, the CIA, and made it seem like they already had the man. And so, they didn't put full court press, to try to look for him because they believed that he had already been uh already been retrieved. And so, but at the end of the day, that's a big move to be able to go in, get your man out of there, and they just ain't doing no real damage to the capabilities of the United States. They're not doing no real damage. They hitting shooting missiles, hitting apartment buildings over in, the Israelis or the Saudi Arabia. They are hitting up some infrastructure, but they hitting a lot of civilian shit, which the United States and the Israelis is doing it too. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, they is knocking off a lot of their military shit. Iran is not hurting the capabilities of the United States. What is y'all talking about? You at least got to cripple the motherfucker or try to hurt, knock a ship out or do something. I mean, what the fuck is y'all talking about? I mean, what ship? You ain't knocking nothing out of there. So yeah, they didn't bomb your shit up. Now they want to knock your infrastructure out of there. Yeah, y'all got to quit telling people that's a victory. That's not a goddamn victory. When you got all them people over there, you understand, starving and sick and in famine and shit and with no medicine. Y'all got to quit telling people. See, that's what's wrong with, because niggas are so used to being without and being in catastrophic dilemmas all the damn time. They become, it become acceptable. It just become a way of life. A goddamn dilemma become a way of life with niggas. And so when they interpret shit, you know what I'm saying? They look at it they look at it from the top and don't even look at it from the bottom. I look at it from the bottom, you see, and look at the people. If y'all see the regime ain't shit. They don't give a fuck about the people. So if the regime stay in power, y'all see that as a victory. But the people at the bottom ain't got no fucking food, no infrastructure, no nothing. So that's why you cannot let these motherfuckers. They got something for them drones. They got something for them drones now. Yeah, they got something for them drones. They got something for them drones. Ukraine showed them another. They got something for it too. They done already developed something to knock that motherfucker out of there. So they got something for it. And matter of fact, the United States done already took that same drone that they got, and they got the drone. They call it a Lucas drone. Yeah, they already got that drone. They didn't, and it's more powerful than the one they got. Yeah, so they didn't already reduplicated. So that's the thing with fighting a motherfucker, that you get a chance to get a hold to their shit, and they already they didn't reverse engineered that damn thing already. Yeah, Iran is playing a high stakes chess game, but I tell you what, when them goddamn nuclear plants go down and that electricity go out of there, that's gonna be goddamn near like checkmate. That's gonna be checkmate. See, the thing is, the fucking regime, they got underground bunkers, they got lights and all of that, but the people ain't got shit. They're gonna be the ones in the dark. They're gonna be the ones without water. They're gonna be the ones without medicine. You see, how is that a win? You see, the people don't give a fuck about them. People over there don't give a fuck. They want the regime out of there, but they a brutal regime. They just knocked off when they had them damn them marches and shit. They knocked off. They said they knocked off something like 10,000. Some say even more than that. Say they knocked off about 20,000 people. They knocked off. So Iran be knocking motherfuckers off, man, over there. They don't give a goddamn to stay in power. So them people's over there is under yeah, yeah. Say they're gonna be hooping and hollering, fucking man. Yeah, they're gonna do it. Yeah. Right before that goddamn mushroom cloud rise up in the air, they're gonna be like, fuck America, and they're gonna be, and then they're gonna look up and they're gonna see that mushroom cloud in the air, and the motherfucker, and when you see that, and then you're gonna feel it get real hot. You understand? When you're gonna feel it, it's gonna feel like the sun and landed on planet Earth, and you gonna start feeling that wind coming. You see what I'm saying? And it's gonna get to picking up and shit, and you ain't gonna realize it till it's too late. You see what I'm saying? You're gonna feel that heat, and it's gonna get real fucking hot. They say when that nuclear bomb, it's like the earth, it's like goddamn the sun is on that bitch. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, it's like when that nuclear bomb go off, it's like a sun on the planet. So they're gonna be standing there, and but it's gonna come, and the wind gonna start picking up, and then finally you gonna feel it, and man, your goddamn meat and your flesh gonna fall right off the bone. If you ever see them cartoons where it just be like skeletons and shit, and they be blowing in the wind and shit. You know what I'm saying? It just be a skeleton. It just be the skeletons and shit. Ain't gonna even be no flesh on the bones. That's not a joke. That's not a joke. That's a reality. Like, what is you doing to these people, man? But this is where we at. We don't want to see. I happen to see. Y'all had to go back and watch Japan, Hiroshima. Man, they fucked them people up, man. They fucked them people up, man. And to my understanding, they didn't even have to drop the second one. They didn't even have to drop the second one. I think was the first one. Which one did they drop first? Did they drop it on Hiroshima first or Nagasaki? Whichever one was the second, they didn't even have to drop it, but they didn't tap fast enough. You know what I'm saying? They was trying to tap. And they just show you how scandalous they is. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker was on the phone, trying to tap, and the motherfucker was already in the air. He could have pulled They could have pulled that motherfucker back, but they say let it fly. And the man, the Japanese was on the phone, you know, trying to. He was trying to get that call, and they was like, hurry up, get. And he was on there, and motherfucker dropped the bomb anyway. They say your ass go learn today, motherfucker. You go learn today. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, ain't going. We fuck that. Y'all done bombed our ships over here in Pearl Harbor and shit. Nah, and Iran, they're gonna be calling in too. They're gonna be calling in. Russia gonna listen. I'm telling you. Watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. Now it's only what I think gonna happen. That nations is gonna step in. Nations is they're gonna come with some type of and it's gonna have to be Russia or China to do it. That's the only way. Iran, they're gonna have to be Russia and China, and they're gonna try to get Iran to tap. You know what I'm saying? If they respect them enough to do that, because they know what's about to happen to their ass. You know what I'm saying? So uh if they don't do that, I don't trust Russia because Russia getting a lot of money from the oil. So they might sacrifice Iran. They might sacrifice them. They might sacrifice Iran. You see? Just to get their shit back on top. So, but if my thing is I believe that Russia and China, they say Pakistan is in there trying to do some negotiation. Somebody gonna step in. They not gonna Iran not gonna respect nobody, but they're not gonna respect nobody outside of Russia and China and Russia over China because uh Iran and Russia got blood up in there. What China got some blood in there too, because if you go on them fringes of China and Russia, you get to seeing they look quite alike. You know what I'm saying? So you got Chinese in Russia, you got Russians in China, and and probably I don't know if you got no Chinese, but you most definitely got some blood between Russia and Iran. That's where you get the term Aryan. Okay, so know that them is Aryans. So just know that. So I believe they're gonna step in there and tell them to tap, to tap, because it's going to go too far. Because if they knock their shit out, they're going to turn up every time. You see what I'm saying? They're going to turn up every time. If they knock their shit out of there and then they blow up their oil too, they done for, man. Y'all don't know how to lead no people, man. Y'all don't know how to lead no people. If they knock their goddamn electricity and shit out of there, that nuclear plant, and then blow up their fucking oil, I'm not just talking about the oil, I'm talking about the shit where they pump that shit and all that, the infrastructure, they done for, man. They done for. They can shoot whatever if at that point, once they knock that goddamn electricity and shit out of it, they going in, if they had to go in on that, it'll be easy. It'll be easy. Them people ain't gonna want to fight. They ain't gonna want to fight because I mean, how the fuck is you gonna fight and you ain't got no food and no goddamn water? You gotta feed a goddamn army. Y'all stupid. You gotta feed a goddamn army. Anyway, I'll see y'all tomorrow, family. Click a link, join it, support the general, man, and we'll be back. It's already Monday. We'll know. I think we'll know by the. I think we'll know by either to later on today, early tomorrow, family. I think we'll have. I think we're gonna have some type of deal by early early Tuesday morning. I don't know what time frame they working with, where he's saying that on that time I'm gonna get the time and we're gonna put the doomsday clock up there. But I think they're gonna beat that time. That would be the smartest thing to do. I'll see y'all in a minute, family. Except we don't know if Ron got a nuke either. Yeah, they could have a nuke. They might got a nuke, but can they get that motherfucker off the ground? You know what I'm saying? And if they can, how many they got? Man, listen here. They better not. They'll send one fucking they'll send one of them Triton subs over there and they'll destroy that nation, man. Get out of here. They better not ever even think that, even if they got one, they better not even try. Man, they will bomb. They would nuke every city, and that wouldn't even be fair. Man, that wouldn't even be fair, man. That wouldn't even be fair. That wouldn't even be fair. I don't even. You most definitely be a dumbass motherfucker to do that. Shit, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna be total. That's gonna be total annihilation. I'll see y'all tomorrow, family. Black Power.